All right, I'm going to do more of this dumbass board meeting. Um, I get depressed from these goddamn calls, man. I just get so tired of them. Listen to this.
1508 Stark and 90th westbound.
1508. Got a customer contact from you. What's going on?
Yeah, I got somebody on the bus who was clearly just released from the hospital. He's got like all his possessions in his bag. He's wearing scrubs. He's like already wrapped himself in a sheet. He already laid down in the ADA area on the floor, and I had to like yell at him to get back up in his seat. Just got on to put this on your radar. This might be a thing.
You know, that's a true tragedy, and the lack of empathy by the driver is so disturbing. I can't do these calls. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm finally burning out on it. I can't listen to these people.
All right, so is he behaving himself in a seat?
So the hospital throws him out of the hospital with no shoes, a sheet. I mean, does it get any worse than this in this country? Do you realize we're living in an actual death cult?
Currently?
Yeah, but he's fully unconscious.
He's unconscious. He's passed out.
Oh, I get you. Okay. You want to give me a brief description now? And just so I have it?
Here's another one.
408, you have a copy, 408?
This driver's a little bit more empathetic. Not all drivers are bad, by the way. I'm going to make that clear. It's just some of them are. The ones that are pretty bad. But there's some really good people there, and we'll hear some.
Bus 408, Richmond and Syracuse. The nature for my call was there is a person out here who hasn't moved since like 5 o'clock this morning. Okay, you mean like they physically haven't moved an arm or a finger, or they just have been camping there since 5 o'clock this morning? Yes, they're camping there in a sleeping bag, but they haven't moved. I walked kind of by them to see if they were breathing, and I didn't see any breathing movement or anything like that. They've literally been in the same position. Okay. Have you been able to like yell at them or talk loud to them and see if you can get them to stir? I did, and I got no response. Okay, what's the description?
So at least that guy is concerned enough to call. I'm going to show you another one here that I got. Oh yeah, this driver here did a good job. Listen to him.
5776, good morning, dispatch. Hey, listen, I'm here at a Forest Grove stop. And I have a gentleman got on, I think it's a homeless gentleman, elderly. He has no shoes out here, and it is freezing, and it is raining. I wonder, is there anybody that can, is there any assistance people out there that might be able to meet me somewhere to maybe help?
Where's your goddamn crisis team? This is a crisis. This is a humanitarian crisis. Where's your fucking crisis team?
I'm out. I mean, he's gonna catch pneumonia.
There's not that I know of.
Yeah, see, there's nothing. You're dead. You're dead in this country if you don't have money and you don't have family. You might as well be dead.
You can go to the Hawthorne Farms Health Center over there on the west side.
Okay, yeah, well, my follower, Kevin, he picked him up at the hospital, and I was just wondering medicine because I was dropping off BTC. I mean,
They threw him off. They threw him out of the hospital. Another one. The hospitals here are just like actual. Go die. Go die.
he's probably in his, I would say maybe early 70s, man. So, yeah, he's not looking so great. So, okay, I guess I just give him the BTC and hope for the best.
Yeah, the driver's trying. I mean, oh, here's another call about it.
5776.
Hey man, so I called the Washington County crisis line, and there's nothing that they could do for them. So I'm thinking
The
that
Washington County crisis line can't take care of a crisis. Another useless tax-funded bureaucracy that has no point in existing.
the only thing that we can do for them is take them to.
I mean, Jason's trying to help her and help him. It's just ridiculous. I just can't take it anymore, man. Now I'll treat myself to these fucking lying hypocrites here. And let's do a little bit of this. I know it'll be painful.
Before you leave today. All right, let's turn to the consent agenda. Items appearing on the consent agenda are considered routine and may be approved by the board in one blanket motion. This morning, the consent agenda includes 2 items. Approving the minutes of our last meeting, which was January 26, 2023, and a resolution number 23-02-04, authorizing a contract modification with Renew Incorporated, DBA Reitmeyer, for on-call ordinary repair, maintenance, and/or minor alteration of HVAC services. Let me first ask, would any director request to have any items removed from the consent agenda? No one has asked to remove any items. Therefore, I will now ask for a motion to approve the items contained in the consent agenda.
So moved. Second, Kim.
What is in the consent?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Does anyone wish to make a comment before we vote?
Oh, that's good.
We'll proceed with the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. We'll now move to the resolutions. The first resolution before the board today is Resolution 23-02-05, authorizing a contract modification with Raymore.
It's Rainmore, ladies and gentlemen. Rainmore, a favorite minority contractor. And Rainmore is going to get a nice big chunk of money here. Let me show you. Oh, too big. Yeah, it's hard time adjusting this stuff. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Okay, this is Hollywood Transit Center, Rippy. Look. Let me get smaller. Okay. The scope of Hollywood Transit Center includes a redevelopment of 42nd Street as a public plaza, a new stair and ramp, in which a site-built traction power substation will be integrated, and new bus facilities. The project will be developed in a 12-story apartment building. The total cost is $8 million. Now, why in the hell is TRIMET paying for property developers? Okay, why? Why is your TRIMET taxes going to develop an apartment building? Do you care? Does anybody care? Nobody cares. Just me. I'm the only one that actually knows anything about it because I actually watch and read. Nobody's paying any attention, so they do what they want. As of December, the board approved resolution whatever, which authorized an initial pre-construction service in the amount only $136,000. But the resolution authorizes a modification to add $3,877,800 for early construction work needed to build a temporary stair structure and procure a new traction substation. Only $4 million, folks. Oh, here's a breakdown. Okay, amount for temporary stair structure, $350. Amount to procure and install the what? That's the temporary stair structure, the traction power station. $3 million for the traction power station, whatever the fuck that is. An extra $500,000 on top of it, just in case something goes wrong. We got money. We got money for everything except to get your buses where you need to go. We still have a staffing shortage. So here we go. Rainmore gets a nice 387,000 more. They have 81% minority and 17% female. It is indicated that Oregon certified small business contractors, they're not even going to do the work. So they're going to subcontract. That's great, man. Siemens? I don't know. It's all crony capitalism, and I don't know what the hell TriMet's doing in this business. Let's listen.
More Construction, LLC, for construction manager, general contractor services for the Hollywood Transit Center infrastructure project. Mr. General Manager, your comments.
Thanks, Vice President Baumann, members of the board. If approved, this modification would add about $3.9 million to the contract with Rainmore Construction for the Hollywood Transit Center infrastructure project. This part of the project focuses on early construction work, which is necessary to procure and install a new traction power substation and a temporary stair structure at the transit center.
Only $8 million.
TriMet is seeking authorization for this work early for several different reasons. First, the long lead times associated with the items that are required, as well as the critical need for a temporary stair structure.
The long lead time. Funny how they worried about long lead time when it comes to capital projects, but when it comes to service, we'll let it fall into pieces and then we'll try to build it back. Funny how that is.
To be in place before the existing structure can be demolished. This type of layered or billable approach is typical.
What structure? What's over there they're going to demolish? Oh, I guess they got some kind of ramp there, right? I don't know. What is it? Some shitty little ramp.
Typical with CMGC contracts. The Division Transit Project worked likewise with contracts initially drawn from
He has to read everything off of paper. He has no idea what to say if he's not reading it.
Construction services being modified to include a full scope of construction. Staff anticipates the request for another modification to add the balance of the construction work this fall. That assumes that TriMet and Rainmore can agree on a price. The agreed upon cost for the substation and the temporary stairwell is roughly $3.5 million for a revised contract authority of just over $4 million. The original CMGC contract was obtained through a request for proposal. The modification amount is included in the Engineering, Construction, and Planning Division of FY23's budget. The board is familiar with Rainmore's diversity achievements. The firm currently lists its staff at 64 employees, 81% who identify.
I bet you they have no other work but TriMet. You want to bet? You want to bet Rainmore exists solely due to the TriMet contracts? I'll bet you they do. I bet you that's all the contract they have.
As minority and 17% as female. Rainmore plans to use certified contractors for 73% of the work, which includes a work self-performed by Rainmore.
So he's just reading the goddamn thing that I just read you. He's reading the same thing.
Well as subcontractors. I recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Oh, yeah, that was fast, Ozzy.
Is there-
You see that? Ozzy, oh, he was like right on that one. What happened?
If there are any comments or questions. Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. What a bunch of crap. Unlimited money for this.